And you all thought I was kidding. You thought this day wouldn't come where I actually make a video on VENOMANCER Jungle. Yeah, if you guys are looking for free MMR, this hero is hella legit. In fact, I'm playing on Dire this game, and on Dire, I think this is a strategy that you could reliably do with the 60% win rate, and I'm not kidding. But yeah, in all seriousness, I just want to talk about how you can play Dota in different ways, because I think one of the most beautiful parts of this game is the fact that everything is viable. You can do anything. And I know there's a lot of people who get mad at this idea of like trying weird things, experimenting with bizarre strategies, or doing something unorthodox like jungling that you would never see in the pro scene. But frankly, what happens in the pro scene is not what happens in pubs, and as a result, strategies that involve farming are more successful. Am I saying it's the highest skill cap way of playing Dota? No, but it works. So let's get into it. Do you want to carry your games but always find yourself stuck in the support role? On gameleap.com, we have the tools you need to take control of your games as a Pause 4 and Pause 5. With hundreds of guides covering hero specifics and key concepts like ganking and lane control, GameLeap is the place to unlock your potential as a support player. Hit the discount link in the description below to start today. Okay, so before we get into actually how to play it and every little thing you need to know about playing Veto, I want to say a couple things about what makes it viable in this game in particular. So what I'm going to be looking at here is a situation where I have a lot of pushing heroes, right? We have Lycan, we have Meepo, we have Abaddon. So I really like the idea of deathballing with Veno because he hits very early timings. Now another aspect to this is the fact that we have a sacrificial offlaner, right? We have an Abaddon, and Abaddon is a hero that even if he gets shut down to some extent, can still provide a lot in team fights. So he basically can become just some sort of a underfarm or just a position 4 rather than a position 3. And yeah, also I think Veno is just much better on Dire. If we look at the setup of the camps, it's very important because it is very easy for me to farm the Ancient Camp. Basically, the Tri-Camp is much more convenient than actually this side where the Ancient Camp is just obnoxiously out of the way. So if you're going to pick this, I highly recommend you just jungle the Tri-Camp on Dire. And would start with that. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is summon Plague Wards at the 21-second mark, and you might be like, why the 21-second mark? Because they last for 40 seconds, meaning that the camp, when it spawns at 1 minute, it will be perfect timing essentially. And yeah, in terms of starting item builds, you're just going to want to go for a Blightstone and Clarities. That's the most important part, as this is the best 2 items to allow Veno to actually jungle. And yeah, basically the goal here now is just to plant these things off cooldown. Now, can I say I've maximized efficiency with this? By no means, but look, the first thing I'm going to do is focus 1 creep down, right, using my Blightstone and Plague Wards, and then slowly shift my wards towards the next camp. So you notice I'll start placing them towards the next camp, and then dragging this camp out. And really, it's this simple, right? And honestly, I think there's a lot of experimentation to be done, because I think you can even take the Ancient Camp first, which would be really convenient if you just straight up kill 2 Ancient Camps by the 2-minute mark. It's like, literally, as you can see, I'm taking Ancient Camps. It's crazy fast. And now, 2 minutes in, if we look at the levels, I'm essentially out-leveling. I'm the 3rd highest level in the game. It's this easy. And yeah, you would just want to max Plague Wards and continue to draw these camps out and attack move, because you actually can't afford to take that much of the damage as you're a ranged hero and you don't buy much regen unless you decide to go for a build like that. And yeah, it's just going to be repetition of this at this point. Once you hit your level 2 Plague Wards, you should be able to clear every camp each time the minute comes around, which is exactly what I'm going to do here, right? I actually end up going for the stack here because it wasn't exactly perfectly done, but with this medallion now, there would be very little issue for me actually farming each and every of the 3 camps per the minute mark. And yeah, I mean, it's really this fast. It honestly is. I think if there's any hero you can pick in the jungle and jungle from level 1 other than like Enigma, it's probably Veno. It really is, because once again, level check, I'm 2 levels above my dual lane top, right, in the same level as the enemy mid, the enemy safe laner, and my off laner. And as a result, right, even if the lanes don't go that well, what ends up happening? Right, I'm going to substitute for what's lost within the laning stage due to my lack of presence. And yes, can good players completely punish this? Of course. Of course. I'm not going to say this is a flawless strategy that should be used in the pro scene, but what I'm saying is having a 4th core, like straight up core, is very powerful in a public matchmaking setting. And yeah, one thing to note is that you don't have to jungle forever, because I hear you guys. You might be like, well, what if my team is completely getting run over? Can I just continue jungling? And no, I actually think the reason why I love this strategy so much is exactly what happens in this game. So you notice the top lane, it was not going too well, right? If we look at the scores, my Lycan has died once, the Oracle has died twice, right? Which isn't necessarily a result of me not being there, but once I hit level 7, I can TP top. All of a sudden, there's a level 7 hero in the lane that was dominating, right? This lane that was getting absolutely crushed, like crushed, is completely nullified. In fact, they can't even pressure the tower with the card wave, right? I'm able to TP in with max level wards, and these things are super strong. They have 450 HP and deal 40 damage, and with my medallion, it's amped up even more. And as a result, I'm able to save the tower, but more importantly, enable my Lycan to actually jungle without having to defend a tower, right? This is very convenient for him. And essentially now I can just waste their time. Sure, is this as efficient as farming the tri-camp for a long time? No, but this is a great option for helping out hard lanes, right? If you have any sort of safe laner that jungles, you can completely enable them, and that's exactly what I do in this game. It can work with a Naga, a Bloodseeker, a Juggernaut, Terrorblade, doesn't matter, right? It's totally viable. And now if we look at the net worths, I'm number 2 in the game. I'm number 2 in the game, and there are many Immortal players in this game. This is not like some low MMR game. No, this is high up. So if you think like what I'm doing now looks easy, yes, it's because it is easy and it's reliable. I'm level 8 and anyone can do what I did. It's super simple. So yes, once again, do I recommend that you necessarily pick Veno Jungle every single game? No, but I think there are situations where it makes a lot of sense. We had it end up having a bad safe lane, and as a result, me being able to take it over and defend the tower as the position 4 was incredible for our team. And now it just continues on from here. You're going to notice at the 8-minute mark, I pick up a Helm of the Dominator. I prefer going this before boots, because then you can really just dominate a lane. My goal is essentially just to take over a lane. That's the goal of my Veno jungle, right? I don't want to jungle for the whole game, and I know that's why people kind of freak out about jungling, but it's not. You notice I would have done this probably bottom if my safe lane didn't need my help, right? I would have went there, I would have zoned out the Lifestealer with my max Plague Wards, and there's nothing he would have been able to do about it. Like 100%, there's nothing he can do about a gajillion Plague Wards. It's impossible. So yeah, I'm gonna have impact in the game. That's all I want to say to you guys. Don't freak out, because I honestly think you can have a lot of impact as Veno Jungle. That's the point. It took me, what, 6.5 minutes of jungling? I didn't sacrifice the first 20 minutes of the game to come online. I'm not the jungle legion who goes AFK for 30 minutes and then comes out with her like Ags Deso Mjolnir build. Like, no, that's not what I'm doing, right? I'm making complete plays, right? With this Oracle here now and my maxed out Gale, we're just making extreme amounts of space, and this is the skill build I like to go. So just to go over it, you max out your Plague Wards with 2 points in Poison Sting when jungling, right? That's the first thing you're going to do. However, at level 6, you can't take either of them, so I recommend you take your first point in Gale in case you want to gank a lane, or just prevent yourself from dying, which actually, saved me from the pudge earlier. And yeah, you can skip your ultimate. A lot of people definitely take it at level 11. I don't believe I end up doing that this game, but in general, I think there's viability to taking your ultimate at 11 and 12 as it becomes much, much better at level 2 than level 1, right? It scales quite well. In terms of talents, I'm going to go over all of them briefly. This game doesn't go late at all, so I'm just going to cover everything now. I recommend you take 90 GPM at 10 typically. However, the 8-second Venomous Gale cooldown is very underrated. I talked to a friend about this, and we both agree it's super underrated. It goes from an 18-second cooldown, which isn't reliable to get 2 off in a row and keep it going, right? Considering it's a 15-second duration, but 10 seconds is 100%, like by a large margin. And as a result, you crush people with it, considering you can max this afterwards as well, right? You hit an extreme spike at level 11 where you have maxed out wards, maxed out Gale, and the Gale talent, which makes you obnoxious in one lane. And once again, that's my goal, right? It lines up with my goals, and I think that's a big thing in Dota, trying to align your skill build, talent build, and item build all together to hit hard spikes, and that's exactly what I do in this game. I buy a Dominator, which is a hard spike in my opinion, right? It's a very good early game item, as taking over a creep is just fantastic. And you notice now I'm just pulling out this Ogre Magi. I force an OD TP, and we're creating insane amounts of space. In fact, I even got the Ogre kill over time. And yes, now I'm an 100 CS hero at the 11:30 minute mark with 2 kills and have completely defended an entire lane, as well as enable my Lycan to jungle the tri-camp with ease. And you notice now he's doing quite well coming out of an atrocious lane. So I'm going to go back to my original point of just kind of justifying this. Does it work every single game? Not necessarily, but of course look for these circumstances, and this is something that I honestly don't think takes a lot of practice. You can just stay to the method of jungle for the first 7 minutes, and then when you have maxed out Plague Wards, rotate to a lane. And if you do that, I think you'll be quite alright. And you notice this is going to be the same pattern for the rest of the game. So I had my first death here, still number 2 on the net worth, but right, I see them pushing mid tower, and this is the goal of my hero. I am the tower defender. And that's why I like this hero. People will be like, oh, but you lose all your towers. Well, no, because I literally make my one goal to defend the towers. Like, this OD walks up here, I simply cast my Veil, my Gale, and I put some poison stings on him, and he is not happy because he has very little HP regen. He does have a Veil, which helps, but he's just taken. It's literally obnoxious. It's obnoxious to play against. And one of the only weaknesses that you have when you're playing Veno in general is the inability to disengage in a lot of situations other than Gale, and that's one more reason why I really like this Helm Dom Rush, simply because you can take over the Centaur creep or a Troll creep or even a Hellbear Smasher, and as a result you're going to have good defensive capability, which really protects you in a lot of engagements, right? In this game it can protect me from an OD, it can cancel out a Pudge Dismember, so there's a lot of options here. But now, this is why this all comes together, right? All of a sudden, my team, it's 14 minutes in, we see the enemy team trying to split top, right? They don't want to fight. They don't want to fight. Look at their heroes. They have a Midas Lifestealer and like a Veil OD. Yes, is the OD strong? Yeah, he's pretty strong. He's pretty strong, no doubt. He's having a good game. He's level 13 at 14 minutes. That's fantastic. But what we can do is abuse our timing with all of our small items. Notice I have 3 very good small items. Our Meepo is generally online. He's got his E-Blade. Lycan also has a Helm Dom, which is, you know, the only meh thing here, but I still want to get mine for the laning stage. And Abaddon now has his Bassi. He's also shipping out a Vlad's right now. And we've hit this hard timing. In fact, yes, this is a 4-stack, so you might not be able to do exactly like this in pubs, but still, if you're playing with friends, which I know a lot of people are doing now with the party queue system, you can do exactly this, and we're just barreling down the lanes, right? To point out this combo, we have Curse of Avernus, which works on buildings and amplifies our attack speed. We have Howl, which also amplifies our attack speed. We have Helm of the Dominator, which amplifies our attack speed, and we just shred the buildings. Like, we're taking the racks. It's very funny. And there's nothing they can do about it because they picked very little wave clear, which helped us, right? That kind of enables this. They don't have any good long range spells to do that. More importantly, we simply have the sustain and the heroes to do this, right? Imagine also if we paired something like a Chen. What would they do about this? I actually have no idea. And yeah, 50 minutes in, there goes the racks. So if you're saying that jungling is slow, or your thing about it was that it was AFK, does this prove you wrong? Do you kind of see why I think this has potential? Do you get it now? Because I'm not trying to say that I'm right, or, you know, this is the new and upcoming strategy that's going to win TI-10. No, I don't think that, but this is why I love Dota. Something exactly like this. And yeah, at this point, I mean, look at the towers, guys. This is without Lycan. It's just... there's going to be a clip a little bit further on where we actually backdoor a tower. Very hilarious, so we'll get to that very shortly, but oh my god, we hit buildings so fast. So for the next mini segment that I want to talk about, I just want to express why I think you shouldn't be like, oh, this isn't viable unless I have push strats, right? Because actually Veno scales extremely well, right? Veno scales extremely well. Going back to the talents, which I actually mistakenly didn't finish earlier for whatever awful reason. In fact, I'm sure there's going to be comments like, Speed said he's going to go over all the talents and then only talked about the 10. I get on tangents and I forget. But regardless, the reason why he scales so well is because his 20 and 25 talent are unbelievably good. So you have the 7-second poison over duration, which pairs with your Ags. And if you're not familiar with Veno Ags, it increases the damage and cooldown, right? So yeah, to talk about the Ags briefly, it does 125 damage for 25 seconds. Yes, no, those are the numbers. 25 seconds, it does 125 damage. So without Veil, my Ags ultimate with the level 20 talent does 2,500 damage. And if I Veil the courier thing and do this, let's look at the DPS, right? Now, Veil doesn't last for nearly as long as the poison over duration, but of course it's going to amp the total damage and bring it up even further. And this is late game with 2 cheap items. You can get to level 20. You don't even have to be 25. And this works, right? So if we look at it, it's going to keep going. And that will get us, with the Veil, to 2,885 damage in an AoE. And if you take the level 25, this is the AoE. Like, what is that? You can hit everyone with a 2,885 damage nuke and then have the extremely long radius of Veil. Like, it's just incredible. This hero's good early, it defends lanes, and scales late. What more can you ask for? It's the perfect hero in the perfect role. Alright guys, I won't break my promise. Here comes a backdoored tier 2. Yes, most lineups can't take a backdoored tier 2 at the 40-minute mark. This is a backdoored tier 2 at the 20-minute mark. normal speed. That is backdoored. This strategy, these combination of heroes are absolutely incredible. Honestly, we were laughing in the Discord when playing this game just about the sheer speed of this push strat, because frankly, I don't even think we fully intended to do this. It kind of just all came together with the heroes that we wanted to play. In fact, we don't even know the Abaddon. It was just a 4-stack. Because honestly, guys, it's just such a cool thing to see in Dota. Like, this is why I personally play the game. It's the options. Like, I remember when I was first getting into the game, I would simply like get off, and the only thing I could do was just think about new and innovative strategies. Like, I would just be like, oh, maybe I could run a Pudge Shaker lane and I could hit a Fisher into a hook. Like, obviously I was sort of new to the game at that point, but that was why I love this game, and that's why I like sharing these ideas with you guys, because I know it's foreign, and I know it sounds crazy, and there's, you know, always backlash against junglers, like the stereotypical Legion jungle, but honestly, anything like this that can just change the way the game is played is fascinating to me, and hopefully it is to you too. So let me know in the comment section down below, and like the video, like if you honestly like something like this and are even interested in checking it out, because I just wish more people would keep an open mind, and hopefully this video gives a little bit of hope towards the innovative Dota community, I guess is what I'm gonna call it. But yeah, that's gonna be this game, as we can just shred their throne in about 30 seconds if we really wanted to. You know, we dive a little bit deep, but our Meepo is just shredding, absolutely shredding the throne. We got all the aura items, and that's gonna be it, guys. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this just as much as I did. I'm glad I could put this out there for all you guys, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully you don't unsubscribe because of this. Peace. Are you tired of being hard stuck at your rank? Over at gameleap.com, we have a library of hundreds of guides authored by pro players and coaches covering literally every aspect of Dota. Whether you're looking to master a new hero or role, or just polish up your existing skills, GameLeap is the proven place for competitive gamers to hone their craft and unlock their secret potential. Hit the link on screen right now, to take advantage of our special offer for a 25% discount, guys, 25%, and start your journey today.